How are you? This is Rabbi Shlomo Zalman Bregman from the Jewish Executive Learning Network and BregmanSuccess.com. In today's video, I'm going to respond to a question that I received from a subscriber to this YouTube channel who lives in Minnesota. Thank you for sending in the question. The question was basically this: thank you so much for the content you put out there. I like you. You seem to have a one-track mind. The person goes on to say, and he says this with an LOL, like he's joking. He says, what I mean is that you're always talking about growth, change, improvement, stretching yourself, becoming a better version of yourself, improving, learning more, developing new skills. Is that what you think about all day? Do you have a one-track mind? That seems to be the recurring theme in your videos. So I would say, yes, I do have a one-track mind in as much as I think those things that you identify, yeah, I think that's what life's about. Number one, from the Jewish perspective, which is certainly my background, that is what being a human being is about. The word for a human being in the Torah, in Judaism, is Adam, which shares the root, which is the same root as the word Adamah. Adamah means the earth, the ground, and Adam and Adamah, they have the same root and word. Why? Because just as you put something in the earth, in the ground, usually it will grow. That is the nature of a human being. That's why we're made from the earth, to grow. That is our essence. That is our nature. I often say in these videos that if you don't continue to grow and learn, you're going to become obsolete. Your level of skill, knowledge, talent, what you bring to the table in terms of the marketplace professionally, it's not going to be enough. What you knew 5 years ago or 10 years ago or even 3 years ago may well become obsolete if you don't continue to grow and retool. Also, I'll tell you one more quick idea from a very human internal perspective, and this is why I bang on this very much, because I try to be holistic in trying to bring out the best in people and look at it from all perspectives, not just from a financial or a professional or in terms of what's on your resume, but from all the different angles. One thing I would tell you is this: if you don't grow, if you don't become the biggest, best version of yourself that's humanly possible, you know what's going to happen to you? That stuff that you didn't do, grow, take in, that version of yourself that you weren't willing to become when you had the chance to become it, it's going to come back and bite you, my friend. It's going to come back and you're going to see it and it's going to come back to you. Because if you could have learned at one point in your life, and it's not just skills and professional stuff, but how to deal with stress or anxiety, or you had chances to get around someone who could help you upgrade your self-esteem or your confidence or your social skills, different things, or how to become a man or a real woman, how to become a real mother, a real father, whatever it is, life has a way of going full circle. You're going to have to encounter those lessons and those opportunities again. The version of yourself that you refuse to become or you didn't become, you're too scared or too closed-minded or you're too lazy to become at one point in time, you're going to be tested again in life, and you're going to have moments, could be a week from now, could be 5 years from now, could be 10 years from now. But the version of you that you were not willing to morph into at one point in the past, it's going to come up. It's going to come out. You're going to have tests that are going to come out in life, and it's going to basically challenge you. And if you don't become now, today, what you need to be, you're going to have a moment in the future, a test. Life is going to bring you some tests, and you might not be enough to pass it in that moment. So yeah, I do think you always have to grow, change, develop, stretch yourself in every which way. Because if you don't, you're basically quitting on the substance of life itself. And it's going to impact you professionally, in your relationships, in your love life, as a parent one day, professionally, in terms of your legacy and many other ways. So yeah, I do have a one-track mind. Grow. That's what life is about. Anyway, this is Rabbi Shlomo Zalman Bregman from the Jewish Executive Learning Network and BregmanSuccess.com. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel, and I'll continuously pump you with fresh content, which will hopefully help you grow and stretch to become the best version of you humanly possible. Have a great day. See you then. Bye.